Hey everybody, it's Neil here from Post to Post. How you doing today? Thanks for joining me. Oh snap, this one's going to be intense. I'm a little nervous, I'm not going to lie. This is a very polarizing video to do because of the opinions that could potentially come in the comment section. We're talking jerseys and underrated jerseys, top 20. This is a ranking, my personal ranking, and that's a risky thing to do because, listen, everyone has their own opinion, and when it comes to jerseys, there are very opinionated people. Which is okay, right? I mean, we love our jerseys, and sometimes we take them pretty seriously. But if you get to the point where you're so heated and you just absolutely hate me because of my list, just go for a walk. Have a popsicle, get one of those dog toys that squeak. I mean, I don't know, do whatever you need to do to calm yourself down and come back and maybe then leave a comment. But I've ranked these, okay, guys? I've ranked them at the top 20. So we're going to go from 20 to number 1, my number 20 most underrated jersey to what I think is the most underrated jersey in the NHL. And we're only talking Adidas, okay? No Reebok, no Coho, no CCM, no Starter, none of that stuff prior to Adidas. Only Adidas, which started in 2017 up until this point. So I don't know how many jerseys there are in total that Adidas has made. Probably like 190 or something around there. So let's start this off and see if you guys agree or disagree. There are 15 of the 20 that I actually have here next to me, so I'm going to be able to show some of them on camera, but 5 obviously I do not. So speaking of that, nice segue. Number 20, a jersey that I do not have. It is the Columbus Blue Jackets away jersey. Okay, listen, it took me about a week to make this list. Okay, I started off with like 40 and I dwindled it down, and I'm like, nah, I need to make some more decisions. So I swapped some out. If I did this again in a week, my list would probably be different. So don't take this too seriously. But I really appreciate this jersey. And the way that I tried to go about this was, okay, well, what jerseys are... I can't pick a jersey that everyone loves. Like, for example, the one behind me here, like the Anze Kopitar LA Reverse Retro. Everyone loves that jersey. So I'm not going to put that. That's not underrated. It's already rated very high. I'm trying to choose ones that are kind of like in the middle that no one hates and no one loves, but in the middle that I think are underrated. And I think this kind of fits right in that zone. And I love the pinstripe. Like, it's not completely unique in the sense that it's pretty similar to the Winnipeg Jets away jersey, but I like that pinstripe. It starts at the neck and comes all the way down both sides. I like the colorization at the bottom, just a real thin red stripe to match the pinstripe, and again, some of that color as well on the bottom of the middle of the jersey. But there's shoulder patches on there, which are great, and then those 2 stars on the bottom of the sleeves. Just a very, very nice jersey. Now, I know Columbus changed up their uniform, I think was for the away. I did a video on it. I do so many videos on it, I honestly don't remember, but I'm pretty sure they changed the color of their pants, possibly, and it messed everything up. So the jersey itself, I think, is underrated, but the uniform now, maybe not. Number 19, the first jersey that I'm going to be able to actually physically show you, it's the New Jersey Devils Reverse Retro. And when I first saw this, when it first came out, I was like, it's just kind of like average. I mean, I think I ranked it, I don't know, maybe around between like 15 and 23 or something like that. I don't remember my original ranking of the reverse retros, but I feel like it was in that zone. It's just, I don't love it. I don't really hate it. And then I saw it on the ice. And by the way, I think most people kind of felt that way about it. There wasn't a lot of like huge love for it, but no one really like absolutely despised it. But when I saw it on the ice, when I saw it in uniform, I really started to appreciate it more. And then the more I saw it, I'm like, man, I think I slept on this jersey. Like, this is a nice jersey. And then when I got it in person, I actually bought it from a viewer. When it arrived and I saw it in person, just like, whoa. Like, some jerseys just change in person. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Some jerseys just look better in person than they do in photos on a computer screen or on a phone. I can't explain it. It's just how it is. This is one of those jerseys. This jersey right here, it's got Palmieri in the back. I don't know why it looks better in person. It just does. It's just a very appealing jersey, and it's not like super unique or modern. It kind of replicates that alternate jersey that is similar to this. But I just appreciate it, right? Because it's the appropriate jersey for them, for their history. So good job, New Jersey. Okay, next up, number 18. It's another jersey that I have here in person. It is the Florida Panthers away jersey. I do have this one stitched with Huberdeau on the back. Unfortunately, I do not have the alternate little section that goes in the arm here, but a jersey that's hard to get. Maybe not so much right now. I think maybe there's some floating around on eBay, but for a long, long time, this was a very, very hard jersey to get, and I think that's why it's a bit underrated, because not a lot of people have it in their collection. Not a lot of people are showing it off. Not a lot of people are even trying to get it because they already know that they can't. They looked and it's not in stock anywhere, and I'm never going to get it. So it kind of gets forgotten about, and I think that's what makes it underrated. I think it is. I think it's the nicest away jersey in my opinion. It is beautiful, and I'm so happy that a team went with the stripe in the background on one of the white jerseys. That is definitely very rare in the NHL. Numbers on the shoulders, so that's unique. Not completely unique, but there's a couple other teams that do that. But yeah, just a beautiful jersey, and I love the numbers as well. It's got a perforation in the numbers. Another team that does that is Edmonton. But yeah, very, very nice jersey. Number 17, another one I'm going to be able to show. It is the New York Rangers away jersey. And I have to admit, I never, ever liked Rangers jerseys until probably about maybe a year and a half ago. And then I really started to appreciate the little details of the jersey, specifically on the away jersey here. The striping on the front of the shoulder. A couple other teams kind of do that, but not to this like level of perfection in my opinion. Like, this is so nice. The shoulder section specifically. Also their numbers. I mean, they do numbers better than anyone else. I absolutely love their numbers, and it's just a very it's perfect. I hope they never change this away jersey. The colorizations look great, or the color combination rather looks great. Fantastic jersey. It's just, I think most people kind of forget about it. It's just an average jersey for a lot of people, or they don't really think about it. But when you look at the details and the shoulders and stuff, and then they got the New York on the back, it is just it's so perfect. Number 16, unfortunately, I do not have this in my collection, but it's the Chicago Blackhawks away jersey. So there's actually a lot of away jerseys here in this list, but it is one that I don't have. I wish I did. And if you've ever seen a Chicago Blackhawks jersey in person, probably the first thing you notice is the amount of incredible detail on the logo itself. So I haven't ranked this where it is because of the logo, but that is part of the jersey, and I really like the away Chicago jersey, specifically the bottom of the middle section. The red one's nice, but I don't like the middle of the bottom of the middle of it. I really prefer this one, the away jersey. I think the striping on the arms is perfect. The striping in the middle and the bottom is perfect. I love the fact that they changed the collar from the original style that had that red come all the way down to the front. Now they cut it off and it stops here. So it's the version 2.0 of their jersey and Adidas. I like that decision. The shoulder patches are phenomenal. One of the best shoulder patches of any team in the entire NHL, and probably the last 20 years. They look fantastic, and they've switched up the colorization of them over the years on certain jerseys. So it's just a very clean jersey. I mean, it's exactly kind of like the Rangers one. It's exactly what Chicago should have as an away jersey. I really hope it never changes. I would entertain Chicago switching to black as their primary color for the home jersey, but I really like this design for the away jersey. I think because it's such a low key design. Like, there's nothing modern about it. It kind of gets lost in the mix, and I think that kind of makes it underrated. People forget about it a little bit, so that's why I personally think it's underrated, and that's why I decided to put it at number 16. Number 15 is one that a lot of people make fun of, but when you really look at it and you appreciate the little details in it, you can really you find a love for it, I think, when you look at the details. And I'm talking about the Buffalo Sabres reverse retro. So I get the butter knives, or whatever you want, whatever meme you want to exaggerate here for this logo. I understand it. I would have preferred the goat head, but we got it on the shoulders. But when you look at the detail, like, I'm gonna put this up here so you can see in detail the level of sparkle, and just it gives it dimension. And I really appreciate the small details in this jersey. And the logo itself, I'll put that up here as well. Just that detail, and there's even sparkle in that logo. And then, of course, the front here where it says Buffalo, that is screen printed in this section. So different material, and then different material again, and then keeps going back to normal regular jersey. So that's a really cool section of the jersey. I mean, think about all the jerseys in the NHL that have a giant name of the city or name of the team on it that is not an actual stitched number or letter, like Pittsburgh or New York. None of those are screen printed. Okay, Canes from the Canes away jersey. This is cool. This is unique, and that's why I appreciate it, because it is different. Because it's probably not the best reverse retro that they could have came out with, but I really appreciate all the little details, and of course it matches their brand with the colors as well. So I like the jersey more every time that I see it. So good job, Buffalo. Number 14, I put, it might maybe shock a couple of people, I put the Edmonton Oilers away jersey. And it kind of like Chicago, kind of like New York, it just kind of gets lost in the mix. But I think it looks wonderful as a full uniform. But the jersey itself, I love the shade of blue being used here. Really, really dark, deep blue. And the orange just contrasts so nicely with it. It's almost like gives like a kind of a neon glow or kind of like outline. And then of course, kind of like with Florida, you've got the perforations and the number. Let me get a close up of that actually. See that? All those little perforations. Not a lot of teams do that, and I appreciate that that Edmonton does. And while I've seen better concepts, I think for away jerseys, I really appreciate this design, and it's a jersey that it was not on my radar at all. Like I ranked the away jerseys when they came out. I probably did it again, I think maybe in the last year. And I've just come to really appreciate it. So as time moves on, my opinions move on, and if I did this in a year, maybe this wouldn't even be my top 100. That's kind of the beauty of jersey collecting. You kind of find new things to kind of like and follow and stuff. And this has been a little bit of project of mine, a progression as appreciating this away jersey. Number 13. This is going to surprise a lot of people, but I have good reason. Okay, it is the New York Islanders reverse retro, and I mean, probably 95% of the rankings that I saw had this in the bottom 5 of their rankings. I had this in the bottom 5. I might have even ranked it last, okay? Like that's, as far as the reverse retro goes, pretty lazy. But if you just remove all of the other reverse retros, and if this was just an alternate, or maybe this was like their new home jersey, then it becomes like, oh, that's better than the previous home jersey or the current home jersey. And I think that's why it's underrated, because a lot of people feel exactly like that. That's the terrible reverse retro, but that would be a much better home jersey. So I wish that would happen. Dark blue, similar striping. I mean, overall, very similar to the home jersey. Obviously, it's not identical, but still, this to me is the perfect home jersey. I usually don't like full colorized collars like this. But I think because the orange striping on the bottom is so thick, it kind of balances it well. So, yeah, as the reverse retros goes, that's not underrated. It's low effort. But as far as like just singular jerseys in the NHL, I do really appreciate this jersey. So I had to have it in my list. Number 12, another jersey that I'm going to be able to show you. It's the Arizona Coyotes reverse retro. So we're what's that? How many reverse retros in a row was that? Oh no, I guess the Edmonton one was in there, but another reverse retro. This is a meme factory. Like I see so many memes online for this jersey, and I don't necessarily disagree, but it is a work of art. I love the collar being black. These shoulder patches are like a really high quality shoulder patch. I can try and get a close up here. Like a really high quality. They're very thick, and just I don't know. Just some shoulder patches on jerseys, they're so malleable and just bendy and thin and whatnot. Not these. Like these. This is uncomfortable to wear a little bit. That's how thick it is. That's what she said. Well, that doesn't make sense. Whatever. But it's the bottom section here. So again, lots of screen printing. Most NHL jerseys don't have any screen printing on them, but this one has an entire damn scene on the bottom of it. And this is very unique, and I'm really happy that Arizona had the balls to do this, and I really appreciate them for it. So yeah, it's a bit of a meme, and yeah, it is a bit silly. But at the end of the day, it is a nice jersey. It is a unique jersey with a lot of little details. And Arizona, I appreciate you for doing it. Number 11, another reverse retro. I'm not doing this on purpose, putting them back to back, I swear. Okay, the Vancouver Canucks. I had no intentions of buying this jersey, like zero intentions of buying this. But then I saw it on sale. I'm like, well, if I could get it on sale for like half price, or even less than half price, I think I got it for, then I'm going to add it to my collection. And kind of like that other jersey, which one was it? The New Jersey Devils reverse retro. As soon as I saw this in person, it completely changed it for me. This looks phenomenal in person. And I know, like, just looking on your phone, if you're watching on your phone or your computer or whatever, or your TV, it looks like it does in pictures for you. But I promise you, this looks so much better in person, and it skyrocketed up my list when I saw it in person. And I think when I think about gradients, not a lot of teams can do it. Tampa Bay can do it. I think Seattle could probably do it. Maybe some other teams. We've got maybe I think Carolina could probably pull it off as well. But they're pulling from their history, right? Like Vancouver has used a gradient in their past, so they can get away with it. I think their reverse retro could have been better, but I'm happy that they did it this way. Like it. This is a really special jersey to have because of that, because it has a gradient. Not a lot of Adidas jerseys do, and for that reason, I think it's underrated. So that's why it's in my list. Number 10, one of my favorite jerseys of all time in Adidas. That is, it is the Boston Bruins Winter Classic jersey. And there's no other jersey like this. Like, yeah, this jersey has felt on it. I mean, check that out. That's like literally like felt. Like some other teams do that. I get it, but there's just something about this jersey that just sets it apart for me than from everywhere else. And like the numbers look so good being in the same kind of felt material. The shoulder patch is so great. That's one of the best shoulder patches out there. The unique sweater line here, or the collar line, sorry, that's more of a sweater material. Like most Canadians, I think, don't call hockey jerseys jerseys. They call them sweaters. To me, a hockey sweater is something with this style collar that actually kind of looks like a sweater, and all the other ones that I've shown are hockey jerseys. So I appreciate the sweater style collar here, the things in the back. It's just a jersey that kind of stands out for me as being unique and kind of and underappreciated, underrated. I think people like it, but I don't think people think it's in their top or their favorites. So I like to look at the little details on the jersey, like the specific materials. This has a lot of really cool materials, and for that, I think it's underrated. Number 9, and this is going to shock a lot of people. If you saw my alternate ranking a couple of months ago, this is going to blow you away. It's a jersey I just unboxed on the channel recently. It is the Pittsburgh Penguins alternate jersey, and this is the perfect definition. Like I talked about the Vancouver one, and I talked about the New Jersey Devils reverse retro as well. But when I saw this in person the other day when I just unboxed it, I can't believe how much it changed my perception of the jersey. Like I think this was probably in the bottom 5 of the 80 alternate jerseys that are out there. It was in my I swear it was in my bottom 5. And when I saw it in person, this is a top 10. This is a top 10 alternate jersey for me now. I really appreciate the fact that there's numbers on the shoulders. I know there's not here because I don't have it stitched, but the numbers go on the shoulders. And I like the collar being all one color here, which I mentioned earlier. I usually don't, but I do here because of the big swatch of black here. It's balanced very nicely. And I had it on the other day for a video, and I like the way that I looked in it. Some jerseys I wear, and I'm like, I don't really look good in those colors and stuff. I feel like I look good in these colors, so that might have something to do with it as well. And we're missing the kind of the backing of the logo, which I prefer. I kind of prefer this logo. So this is a standout jersey for me, one that is very underrated in the NHL, because I think a lot of people agreed with me before where it was not that great of a jersey. At best, it's kind of average. I don't think people love it. And when I saw it in person, I'm like, this is an underrated jersey. Like, more people should like this jersey. And I'm pretty sure Kale from Vesper Hockey loves this jersey. He thinks this should be their primary home jersey. And I'm starting to get there. Like, now that I've seen it in person, this is a very underrated jersey, and I could entertain that. I could definitely entertain that one. Number 8, the Anaheim Ducks alternate orange jersey. This was sent in by Jared. I had intentions of buying it, but only because I wanted it because it was an alternate. I thought it was nice. I didn't understand how nice it was until I actually saw it in person. Speaking of the last one, Kale. I think Kale had it. It was either Kale or Joey brought it to PEI 2 years ago to show it off, and I'm like, wow. That is a very nice jersey in person. So kind of like the last one, as soon as I saw it in person, I'm like, I really appreciate that so much more. And I like the details of this jersey. So for example, there's a bit of a sparkle here in the silver in the logo. Back here where it says Anaheim, that's kind of that rubberized texture. I'm not sure if I can be able to show it on camera, but it's got a bit of a metal or like a metallic fleck to it. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but it almost like glimmers and shines. Like there's a bit of like metallic nature in it. I'm not sure if you're picking that up, but it's really easy to see in person, and that's really cool. Here, this little orange stripe that just kind of like physically you can just feel it stand out from everything else. What else? You got the logo on the shoulders, both shoulders. The texture and the laces in the front. So again, kind of one of those jerseys that changed for me in person. As soon as I saw it in person, I'm like, man, this is an underrated jersey. They should wear this more. Number 7, I don't have this jersey. I wish I did. It is. I almost need to buy it soon. I might not be able to buy it soon, but I need to buy it soon because it's going to complete a collection. It is the San Jose Sharks away jersey, and for one specific reason, one specific big reason. Here's a small reason. It's a clean jersey. Very simple striping just by the elbow. Very simple shoulder patches that kind of are primarily white, so it matches the majority of the jersey, so it's not like a big standout thing on the shoulder. It's a very simple, very clean jersey, but it's the only white away jersey that has zero other color along the bottom other than white. With the was the Columbus one that was number 20 on the list, there was a bit of a red thing at the bottom of the sleeve, and then more red and a slightly blue line at the bottom of the middle. This is the only jersey of all the NHL teams, away jersey rather, that have nothing on the bottom other than the white that continues down from the rest of the jersey as the primary color. There is no other color at the bottom of the jersey. So it is unique. And for that reason, I think it's underrated. It's a very clean jersey, not a lot going on, and it's completely unique. So I think for that reason, it is very, very underrated, and I desperately want it. Number 6, another one I'm going to be able to show you, and I think a lot of people will probably disagree with me about this one, but to me, this is underrated because everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, the majority of people did not like this reverse retro. I did, and I felt like it was going to look better in uniform and on the ice, and it did. But I still really like it on its own. The logo is kind of pulled from those heritage ones, which has a lot of detail in it. I mean, just look at let's look at the level of detail in those letters on that logo. It's so nice. I like this gray. It's a really deep gray, and then the deep blue. The numbers look great. The letters as well. It matches their brand perfectly, in my opinion, and I just think it doesn't get enough love. It doesn't get enough love at all, and it's underrated in my books. It's as simple as that. It is underrated, and I think more people should like it. That's what it really comes down to. Hi, it's Neil from the future. I actually forgot to film number 5, and I don't know how I missed it, but I did, so I'm here in the future now, the next day, basically, to insert this little clip into the video, so I apologize, but here we go. Okay, so number 5 was the Dallas Winter Classic, and I think this, like, when it came out, I thought, you know what, it could be better, and it was better than the Nashville one, its counterpart, in my opinion, but I felt it could be better, and I felt it was a little lackluster. I just expected more. It was the Winter Classic. I thought for sure they would go back with maybe something in their history and not come out with something like basically brand new. But the more that I look at it, the more that I appreciate that they kind of did go with something new for the Winter Classic and save that star jersey in the 90s for a permanent alternate. So I think it was a really good decision by them, kind of predicting their brand's future a little bit. And then the jersey itself, I've come to really appreciate because of the little details as far like the back of the neck having the Texas state flag there, the sweater style collar, the felt logo, the patch on the elbow, which never happens in the NHL, and it's a weird place because it's a movement part in the arm, but it's there. And I think that's these little decisions behind this jersey, and the fact, like I said earlier, that it's better than its counterpart, the Nashville Predators Winter Classic, in my opinion. I think this stands out rather as an underrated jersey in the NHL. So thanks for allowing me to insert this little clip. I apologize about that. Back to the previous clips. Number 4, this is completely unique in the NHL. It is another reverse retro. It is the Anaheim Ducks, one of the only teams to have 2 jerseys on my top 20 list. Look at this thing. It is the definition of a meme. Like it is a ridiculous jersey. It is completely ugly. It's a silly jersey. The font is silly. This guy is silly. What's it called? Mighty Wing or Mighty Duck, or I don't even know. Like, I forget. It's ridiculous, right? But it's all screen printed. Those who have this jersey, those who own it, you watching at home, you own this jersey. If you've ever worn it, you know exactly what I'm about to say. This is one of the most comfortable jerseys to wear out of any jersey that I've ever put on because there's no actual logo on the front. Like this Calgary jersey here. When I'm bending over, it's like digging into my tits and stuff, and this has nothing. Like there's nothing going on here. It's all screen printed. Look, I can do this. Like there's no There's nothing. It's just all screen printed. It's incredibly comfortable to wear. The most comfortable jersey in my entire jersey collection to wear. I love wearing this thing, and I love how unique it is. I love how silly it is. Yeah, it is 100% a meme. It is the definition of a meme, but it is underrated because of the materials that is used, which is not just the regular jersey material, it's screen printed. So, in my personal opinion, it is underrated. If you don't have this jersey, I would hope that you would try and get it just for a collection standpoint. All right, we're getting into the top three, and this one, my God, some interesting comments. I have put the Vegas Golden Knights ridiculous sparkly gold jersey. And when this came out, I'm like, if that's that same texture and you have to wear that, like, just listen to it. You can hear it. You can literally hear it. It's not going to be comfortable to wear. And it is not comfortable to wear. Like, it's not as bad as what I was expecting. It's a little bit less, like, it's actually not that bad to wear. Still uncomfortable, but still not too bad. But think about, like, the balls to do this. And just not even from Vegas, but from an Adidas standpoint. Like, they went for it with this jersey. And you don't appreciate it because you can't see it up close. Like, obviously, you can tell that it sparkles and stuff. And I'm going to try and show it here a little bit, but I have a really zoomed in photo of the actual metal, the physical metal fleck in it. But I'm going to try and show you here quickly first. So you can obviously see the shininess and the metal fleck that's in there. But I'm going to show you like a macro style photo of the actual texture that's in there, the actual material being used. And I think that'll sway a lot of people because you don't get to see the intricacy of the actual material until you see that macro shot. And I think that is just a wonderful little detail that is not promoted by Adidas or by Vegas. And I mean, why would they? I mean, most people don't really care. So I mean, realistically, why would they show that photo? But to me, like, that's huge to see, like, to physically see what is actually making it sparkle. That's important for me. I'm just glad that they did it. It is a stupid jersey. I think it is ugly, but I love it at the same time. Like, it's just one of those jerseys, kind of like that Anaheim one. I don't like the jersey, but as a jersey collector, like, I gotta have it, and I have to have this one. So, for that reason, for the material, I think it's underrated. All right, we're getting into the top two here, and I don't have number two, and I guarantee you, like 98% of you out there have completely forgotten about this jersey. Okay, completely forgotten about it. It's a New York Rangers jersey. It's not the reverse retro. It's not the home. It's not the away. It's the Winter Classic against Buffalo. Do you remember this jersey? This is a unicorn. You think you can find this jersey now? I can't find it. I would love to have it in my collection. It is definitely one of my favorite Rangers jerseys. I love the fact that it says NY in that crest up top there, in that white crest on the blue with the red font. I think that looks amazing. I like the fact that they've kind of replicated the striping. It's just slightly from the away jersey in the front of the shoulders. It's got the sweater style collar. The striping at the bottom is exactly what it needs to be. Same with the arms. The font is perfect for the front. And again, a team that has appeared twice on this list, Anaheim and the Rangers. I don't think there was any other ones. I could be mistaken, but I love this jersey. I'm really sad that I do not have it in my collection. I don't even know anyone that has this jersey. Like, that's how few jerseys that I've seen of this jersey, like, out there in the wild. Like, I don't even know if I could buy this jersey on eBay. Like, I don't even think it's an option. Like, I don't think they produced a lot of these jerseys. So if you have this jersey, and it is authentic Adidas, not a fake jersey, if you have this jersey and you're willing to sell it, you can email me. My email is in the description. I may be interested. So I like the uniqueness of the jersey. Good job. And number one, which I have here in person, it is a reverse retro. And if you know my tune on some of the reverse retros, you might be able to predict it. It is the Nashville Predators reverse retro. This, to me, is the most underrated Adidas jersey in the NHL. It's better than the home, in my opinion. Obviously, you can disagree, but it is better than the home. It's got a wonderful shoulder patch here. It's got the sparkle on there. It's got the old school logo. The font looks amazing. The numbers are done fantastic. I love the fact that it's like italicized a little bit for the name. I mean, that looks so good on there. The logo itself looks fantastic. But we're talking about material here, much like the Vegas one. It's hard to explain this jersey to someone who doesn't have it in their hands. Like this specific shoulder material is completely different than every other jersey out there. And this material here, like it's stretchy. Like I don't know if I can show it, like it's literally stretchy, and it's so comfortable to wear. I talked about the comfortability of the Anaheim one and wearing that and how comfortable it is. It is. But for a jersey that has that big giant logo on the front, and I've got, you know, numbers on the arms and a name on the back and a giant numbers on the back, this is the second most comfortable jersey I have to wear because of the material, all the way on the shoulders, running down the arm, and then on the inside as well here, which makes it stretchy. So if you're putting on some weight and you need a little bit more room, hey, this jersey can help you out. I think it's still in stock, I think, on Cool Hockey at the moment. And if you want to help support the channel, it's not going to cost you anything extra. Use the URL coolhockey.com/post-to-post. I don't even care if you use the URL. Don't even use the URL. But if you're interested in having a pretty unique jersey, I don't even care if you support the channel and use the link. Go get it. Just go to coolhockey.com and get it, because you're not going to regret it. If you're into having like really special, unique jerseys in your collection, try and get this one, because the material makes it makes it everything. Even if you don't get it stitched, it's about this material, and it's about having a jersey that's really comfortable to wear. So I don't love the fact that it's primarily yellow, but I think it's way better than the home jersey. I wish they would switch to it. So great job, Nashville, and great job, Adidas, for allowing that material to come back, because they did use I don't know if it's the identical material, but they did use that in the past on a jersey. We're going way back. So I love the fact that Adidas was able to make that happen. It's very underrated in my opinion, and that is the conclusion of this video. I apologize that it's been a very long video and a very long-winded video, but listen, I get excited about jerseys, okay? I like talking about jerseys, and there you go. It's a ranking video. It's just my bread and butter. So I don't think I'm right here in my underrated list. I don't think I'm even close to right. But I do think that this is my list, and I just want to share. So this is my list. If you want to list yours down in the comment section, I would love to read it. And like I said, feel free to disagree if you want. I'm not going to be upset if you can disagree with my list and have a completely different list. But you know, be respectful in your comment. I try to be as respectful as I can on YouTube and stuff, and even in the comment sections. And when someone leaves a comment that's a bit trolly or purposely negative, or they're hiding behind a fake account and they're just like purposely throwing mud and stuff, I don't really like bullies, so I usually stand up and kind of poke back a little bit. But I love when people disagree with me respectfully. Like, I think constructive criticism and difference of opinion, as long as it can be delivered constructively and respectfully, and I'm all for that. So if you disagree and you can deliver it in a respectful manner, bring it on. I love it. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate you. Would love it if you could hit the subscribe button down below for more jersey videos, more hockey videos, and more videos every single day on the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Like the video. I'll talk to you soon. Adios.